Thank you. Now, here's a really handy definition of mental health: the ability to work and to love. In the first 5 passes, the first drafts of this show, I was going to tell you some really nice, uplifting, heartwarming stories about my brother, but he can't work and he can't love, and the adult guardian says it's not a reasonable use of his personal information. So that won't be happening. You can forget about that. It's your loss, it's your loss. But I can tell you what it was like to grow up as a pack of Cotterells back there at Lindwall Street, because we lived in a closed universe. My mother had extreme and very serious anxiety disorder, agoraphobia. She actually didn't leave the house on her own for more than 20 years. And so it made her a very wild, passionate, stormy sort of a creature. It was very chaotic. And it wasn't all bad. I mean, we had books and music, we had cinema and culture and politics, but it made us a little bit different from everyone else in Upper Mount Gravatt in the 1970s. We were like the Addams family living next to the Brady Bunch. So there were no sleepovers, no parties, no play dates. So we improvised. There was a little locked room under our house, storeroom, and in that room there was boxes, bags, chests. There was a chest full of my dad's souvenirs from Japan after the war. He went there with the occupation forces. So there was broken silk fans and a little bone carving of a netsuke, of a little fish, and that funny little cigarette case, which is now sadly so empty of cigarettes, big, beautiful picture of a silk painting of a chicken with a long tail, and lots of great stuff. A photograph album full of hand-tinted photos of Shinto shrines and wooden bridges surrounded by cherry blossom. And Dad's, the tin of his own box brownie contact prints, which was really interesting because it was street scenes. It was very pre-industrial, very exotic. There were a few of a very flattened landscape, and later on he said that was the day he went to Hiroshima. My mother had fabrics. She had bags and bags of fabrics. Like, I used to get taken out of school to go with her to the psychiatric clinic in Mary Street, and afterwards we'd go to Barry and Roberts and Bayards and Macanese, all the old places, and get a couple of remnants to take home. So, my sister and I had these long, involved dress-up games that lasted all afternoon. The bags would open up and out would spill all these patterns and weaves and textures and colours. There was the flowing crepe and jersey, the crisp poplin and taffeta and voiles, the lush broderie anglaise and silk. And we used to devise, twisting, draping, pleating, doing it all with pins. My sister was a really good dress designer. So there we were, against the background of the drab fibro and the low ceilings in our little house at Lindwall Street, under siege from the forces of the sternly average and bone-deep conservative, creating our own naive handicrafts, learning the pleasure of waking dreams. And that, of course, is what songs are to me. In another room, a silky oak wardrobe, clouds of camphor and must, the lace on a cotton camisole dissolving into dust. A yellowed mosquito net, it was soft and white when you saw it last. A sea of holes roughly darned, a relic of the past. A broken velvet rose, wire stem, all stripped and bent. Innocence, transience, I wonder where you went. A rose that cannot fade will soon be overblown. The oldest tools of trade are powder and cologne. Once I was a simple country girl. My hair is bathed in scent,
my breast a silken bower to tempt the innocence. Come pluck this blood-red flower, kiss my painted lips and store-bought curls. The river is wide. Oh, ferryman, who are you bringing to my side? Who will buy this red rose? Who will buy this red rose? The ferryman heaves to, and in the gaslight's glare his pleasure to pursue, who climbs the sandstone stair. Step onto this path and you are mine. My petticoat so white, amidst the shadows blue, you will rue this night. My curse flows on in you, deep within your veins our lives entwined. The river is wide. Oh, ferryman, who are you bringing to my side? Who will buy this red rose? Who will buy this red rose? By the water, see how they grow. Alice, Mary, Charlotte, and Rose, midnight flowers, sleeping away all through the day. Red rose, by the water, see how they grow. Alice, Mary, Charlotte, and Rose, midnight flowers, sleeping away all through the day. Red rose, sleeping away all through the day. Red rose, sleeping away all through the day.